King Charles' Pope curse strikes again 20 years after death threw wedding plans into chaos. Charles III has been keen to present himself as a king for those of every faith and none as he looks to modernize the monarchy. At his coronation, he insisted the oath was changed to represent his desire to be the defender of all faiths, rather than just the Anglican faith. Given his deep interest in theology, he will be looking forward to meeting Pope Francis during a scheduled royal visit in April. Charles and Queen Camilla will make the journey to Italy and the Holy See as part of the 2025 Jubilee Year, a special year for the Catholic Church held every quarter of a century. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. They are due to undertake engagements in Rome and Ravenna, celebrating the strong bilateral relationship between Italy and the United Kingdom, according to the royal website. But the Pope's recent health issues may yet throw a spanner in the works. The 88-year-old is continuing a slow recovery from double pneumonia. Catholics had feared his death was imminent, though his condition is said to have improved in recent days. But it remains to be seen if he will be well enough to meet with Charles in the spring. If not, Charles, 76, might start to wonder if he carries some sort of papal curse. The visit is scheduled 20 years to the month after the death of a pope threw his and Camilla's wedding plans into disarray. The couple were due to tie the knot on April 8, 2005 in a civil ceremony at Windsor Guildhall. But just days before the wedding, Pope John Paul II died, having developed septic shock after a urinary tract infection. The 84-year-old had already been hospitalized twice that year. His condition deteriorated on March 31st and he passed away shortly after 9:30 p.m. on April 2nd. Charles would attend the Requiem Mass on behalf of the Queen, forcing him to push his wedding plans back 24 hours. Although this had the bonus of allowing other dignitaries invited to the wedding reception to attend. The Pope's funeral was a huge global event, with 4 million people descending on Rome and up to 300,000 squeezing within the walls of the Vatican itself. In a statement at the time, the Queen was said to have conveyed to the Holy See her deep sorrow on receiving the news of the death of His Holiness Pope John Paul II. It added, Her Majesty remembers the untiring efforts of Pope John Paul II in promoting peace and goodwill throughout the world. In the end, Charles and Camilla were hitched on April 9, 2005 and will celebrate their 20th wedding anniversary later this year. Ironically, exactly 20 years before that, in April 1985, Queen Elizabeth had forbidden Charles and Diana from attending a Catholic Mass on an official tour to Rome, according to the Daily Mail. King Charles and Queen Camilla's U.S. trip discussed just 1 week after Prince Harry's deportation ruled out. King Charles and Queen Camilla are reportedly being lined up for a state visit to the United States in spring 2026, coinciding with America's 250th independence anniversary celebrations. The royal tour could also include Canada, as discussions have reportedly begun on both sides of the Atlantic. The visit would see a British monarch participating in commemorations marking independence from the very crown his ancestor, King George III, once held. The timing aligns with America's Semiquincentennial Commission, which has been established to organize what is set to be the largest anniversary celebrations in U.S. history. Early discussions are being led by the new UK ambassador in Washington, Lord Peter Mandelson, as the government seeks to capitalize on Donald Trump's affection for the royal family. The Prime Minister is said to believe that the royal family could be a real asset when it comes to smoothing relations between the UK and America. Trump's enthusiasm for the British monarchy most likely stems from his Scottish-born mother Mary and, who was fascinated by Queen Elizabeth. As president-elect, Trump met Prince William at the British Embassy in Paris, praising him as very handsome and doing a fantastic job. The visit is seen as particularly valuable given uncertainty around trade tariffs and Britain's position outside the EU. A senior palace source said, "There are no current dates in the diary for Their Majesties to tour either Canada or the USA, or active palace planning taking place for either option." King Charles makes history with emotional visit to Auschwitz for Holocaust Memorial Day, a sacred moment. On January 27, King Charles, 76, traveled to Poland to visit the Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp on what was described as a deeply personal pilgrimage. The date marks the anniversary of the camp's liberation by Allied forces on January 27, 1945, and is observed globally as Holocaust Memorial Day. Marking the 80th anniversary of the liberation, King Charles's visit carried profound significance as he is the first British monarch to visit the Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp. Meanwhile, in London, Prince William, 42, is set to attend a poignant ceremony where he will join survivors of the atrocities that took place at the concentration camp and elsewhere under Germany's Nazi regime. A royal source emphasized the significance of the visit for King Charles, saying, "While His Majesty has found many ways over the years to engage with survivors of the Holocaust, I know this visit to Auschwitz will be a particularly poignant one for him. That's not only because of the significance of the anniversary, but as an opportunity for him to reflect on the many stories of suffering and courage he has heard from those who bore witness in the very location where they took place," the palace source added. As anyone who has visited the camp can avow, it has a profound impact on the soul, bringing home both the scale of the horrors and the lessons that must be learned for eternity. King Charles speaks with a Holocaust survivor, right, during his visit the Jewish Community Center, JCC, Krakow, to meet Holocaust survivors and hear from volunteers and members about the center's support for people of all ages and backgrounds as part of its mission to rebuild Jewish life in the city. In Poland, King Charles began the day at the Jewish Community Center, JCC, in Krakow, where he met Holocaust survivors and heard from volunteers and members about the organization's support for people of all ages and backgrounds as part of its mission to rebuild Jewish life in the city. King Charles passes the gate with the lettering in German albeit marked frei, "Work will set you free," as he tours Auschwitz-Birkenau in Poland, following commemorations on the 80th anniversary of the liberation of the German Nazi concentration camp Auschwitz-Birkenau on January 27, 2025. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.